On day 19, we left Te Anau and headed east for Dunedin. It was a pretty smooth drive with the bad weather behind us, but it seemed to follow. When we got there, it was still maybe highs of 14 and overcast, and later that night quite windy and very wet. But we still went out and checked out the city, which is really interesting. It was originally meant to be named New Edinburgh, but for some reason they couldn't use that name, so they called it Dunedin, which is the Celtic name for Edinburgh. So this particular place has a lot of very Victorian and colonial history, and it has a really different and unique feel from the rest of New Zealand, in that there doesn't seem to be as much Maori influence, but a lot of Victorian influence. It has a lot of really neat architecture, and it has some really fantastic surrounding beaches. We stayed in a place, what was it called? St. Clair's Beach. It has a fantastic surfing area and some great little restaurants, and it's just a few minutes from town. Dunedin is also known for the amazing Otago Peninsula, which has this neat windy road that goes all the way out to an albatross sanctuary and has all kinds of absolutely amazing views everywhere you look. One of the places that we stopped by, even despite the weather, was Sandfly Bay. This is it here, where you park way up on the top of the hill and hike all the way down these super steep sand dunes down to this amazing beach. And at the very end of the beach, you can see that little black point there. That's Seal Point. So Ian and I decided to give it a go, and it was absolutely amazing. We had the place almost to ourselves. We saw maybe half a dozen other people in the hour and a half, 2 hours we were hiking, and got some beautiful shots and some beautiful scenery, and some very sore calves, because when we came back, the incline was pretty intense in this really soft sand. Here's the seals. Aren't they cool? We got to get so close, they didn't care about us at all. They were just really sleepy. On day 21, we headed north to Twizel, and we stopped at the Morokai, I don't know, boulders along the way. It's this cool beach that has these amazing, I know I used that term, I gotta get a new adjective. Anyway, it has these incredible boulders that are like perfectly spherical. The way that they were formed is they were inside the limestone or something in the cliffs nearby, and then over time the sea eroded the limestone around them, but they must be made of like a harder material, and they just settled there right on the shore in these perfect round structures. They're so cool. That what you just saw there was one of them had been cracked open, and they're all like crystals inside. It's almost like big geodes or something. Anyway, the sun finally decided to make a little appearance, even though at this particular time we were experiencing intense gale force winds. It was really nice to see the sun for a few minutes, and we were able to get some really cool pictures.